Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, I told you I have that model of small steps, or I call it the mountain slope, where you want to achieve something and it's the final, the top of the mountain, but you can't just go and say it and this is what I want, this is what's gonna be. No, you just weasel yourself in with little things, like for instance in Ukraine, they couldn't say, hey, the sponsors of Ukraine, they couldn't say, you know what, we're going to give you airplanes, we're going to give you long-range missiles, we're going to give you tanks, we're going to give you anything you need, we're going to have troops. They couldn't have said that on February 24th because the population was not ready, was not tender, you know, how you tender the meat before you make steak or something, the same here, was not prepared. Certain kind of segment of our society to support the idiocracy. So then they start with little. Oh, we send some blankets to Ukraine. Yeah, well, that's very nice. And then after a while you say, well, we'll send some helmets. Oh, it's very nice. We'll send some bullets to defend themselves. And oh, okay, we want to send them some little rockets. Okay. And then you get up to what? We're up to airplanes. That's where tanks are going there. Remember the what was that, the Czech Republic, and they're going to be the Americans as well, and the Germans will send them tanks. So the tanks are going there. Now the next one is flying things, helicopters and airplanes. I thought they're going to just jump straight to airplanes, but no, they jump now to helicopters, and they always use little countries, because Russia is not going to hit, let's say, Slovenia or this or that. Those countries, we're not going to hit them. I think it was Slovenia, wasn't it? The one that they gave 80 tanks. Yeah, 80 tanks, and it was Slovenia. And what's Russia going to do to Slovenia? After all these, Melania Trump's wife. They're not going to, you know what I mean? Putin is a good friend with Melania. Have you seen them together when they met? So, they're not going to hit Slovenia. That's one. Now, Czech Republic. The Russians are going to hit Czech Republic for giving the Ukrainians through NATO, whatever they gave them. I can't even remember what they gave them, tanks or S-300 they gave them or something, and then they blown up, or that was Slovakia. I lose track. Anyway, the point is to get the Ukrainians airplanes and tanks and ultimately NATO troops in there somehow, which I think they're already there. Now, it's Croatia's turn to start to break the ice, because if it would be United States giving tanks straight there, Russia will be more upset. But like this, oh, look, we're going to give them some tanks, United States says, because look, Croatia gave them, or Slovenia gave them. So you didn't say there nothing. Why do you say now when I do it? This is the little mountain slope, and they're right at the top. So what's going on here? We find out that Croatia to donate 14 Mi-8 helicopters to Ukraine. So they will give them helicopters, 14 Russian helicopters. I thought the Russian army weapons are bad. Why would you give them that? The new voice of Ukraine. Yeah, but Croatia will give them the Russian old crap, and they will buy from the American military-industrial complex. That's the whole loot. The whole scheme is this. The military makes money. The banks, because we're in deep shit economically, will be subsidized by whom? By the banks and printing money. And then the next one is the energy. Lights, coal, gas, oil, all these things. Oh, we're gonna move away. Who's gonna make money now? The companies. So it's clear who's behind of all these little, not clear, but if you have, I know, half of brain, you will get it. So let's see what these guys are saying. Whew, that's a name here. This comes from a new voice of Ukraine, and I said today on the 16th of November. Croatia to donate 14 Mi-8 helicopters to Ukraine. Jutarnji calls the decision wise and rational, but notes that so far it has only been suggested by Croatia's Ministry of Defense. It still needs to be approved by the government. It will be approved by the government. That's why Croatia, Russia will support the Serbs over there. And Americans are going to support you. So good for you. And it says here that Croatia Defense Minister Mario Banozic stated that maintenance reserves for some of the helicopters will end next year, and they are due to be replaced with more modern military equipment. I didn't read the article, but I knew how things go. That's the things go, man. And guess who's gonna replenish or replace those things? Lockheed Martin. According to rumors, these helicopters were already slated for decommission by 2026, as Croatia plans to retire all of its Soviet-era equipment. Meanwhile, the Swedish government approved a $287 million package of military aid for Ukraine, including air defense systems. Did you see how things occurred? The big countries tested their equipment, and then little by little it seems like they allowed other countries to test their equipment in Ukraine, and their equipment that they're going to use is going to be replaced, because they're going to use I'm going to use a bad one and then some good one, and the bad ones that they test in Ukraine will be replaced by the American modern fantastic. You can say, well, the Americans did that because they were the strongest, and yeah, could be, but I don't think that's how the world works. I think they had the first access. Lockheed Martin and Raytheon and Boeing and whatever else support and are the big cats here, fat cats. They were the first one and say, we're gonna do it, and then maybe you will have access. It's like, when you have a kill in the woods, let's say a pack of lions, and then the lion comes, or the lion kills that. Nobody will touch that dead buffalo or whatever the lion put down until the lion gets first his thing. And he's going to be very protective of that prey. He's going to eat. And then as he gets fat and full, he's going to allow the lionesses to show up and to eat one by one, and then he just moves away. And then even the coyotes or the jackals, I think the jackals over there, they come and try to steal something. And then after that gonna come maybe the vultures, and always the hyenas gonna push these guys away. So you see how it is? The big guy gets everything, the lion's share. So I think that's the same it was with these guys, and with ammunition and arms and weapons and so on, right? No, we do it first. And after we do it first, we get a head start. Our businesses have to be still in business. And then you can show up, Saab or whomever from Sweden, or come from France, and they send a Caesar, whatever, launchers or howitzers, whatever they are. And the Germans send their little Coyote little things. And now they want to send the Leopard 2 tanks, and they will send it. I have no doubt about it. So yes, good job Croatia, helping a good friend. Remember, Croatia, when you look at Ukraine, think of Yugoslavia, and think of the people living in Ukraine and the territories that form Ukraine as you once formed Yugoslavia. Okay? And you wanted to be alone, you wanted to be by yourself, you wanted to be Croatia for Croatians, which you did. You didn't like diversity, obviously, which diversity here in America is our strength. That's why you're weak and we're strong. And in Canada too, diversity is our strength. That's what they tell us, and must be true, because we are tards and we don't think for ourselves. But somehow you, Croatians, thought for yourselves, and you decided that diversity was not your strength. So think about Ukraine as being Yugoslavia, and all these people living in Hungarians, Poles, Russians, Romanians living in Ukraine are under the Yugoslav government. Maybe you should support them like you supported yourself and some other people supported you to become independent. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.